All right, let's talk about holiday menus. All right, because so many people upset their diabetes, their heart disease, their high blood pressure, they want to keep low. And everybody in the family says, oh, come on, it's just one day. Let mom or dad, you can eat whatever you want. But the diabetic mom or dad cannot eat without ending up in the ER or having a next few miserable days trying to get righted around again. Okay. At Caregiver Haven, we're here to help you enjoy the holidays and protect your aging parents' health care as well as your own if you are a senior. So we don't want to turn into the food police here, but we do want to give you some ideas. All right. So let's talk about the part that nobody says out loud. You love food. We all love food. We love these good sugars. We love this food and we love our family and we want to share it with them. But December hits and suddenly the table feels like a danger zone. And it really is because we have ham and we have buttery potatoes and stuffing and pies and cookies and wine and alcohol. And we all overeat and some of us even overdrink, right? And if we have diabetes or heart disease or high blood pressure, those things don't go with big dinners. Let's put it that way. So we're trying to enjoy the dinner, but in the back of our minds, we're thinking, is that too much sugar or is that too salty? Are we going to regret this at 2 o'clock in the morning? Are we going to end up in the ER? Well, I've seen people there. What can I say? And it makes it worse. And you're stuck between the people who push and say, oh, let mom and dad eat whatever they want. It's the holidays. And then you have the food police that's watching every single bite, or you may be that person that watches every single bite because you know how miserable they're going to be over the next couple of days, and you have to take care of them. And that's not okay either. All right. So you have some guilt here. I understand that because you don't want to ruin the fun and you don't want to punish your parents either or yourself. So if that's you, you're not controlling and you're certainly not alone. And you're the only one in the room who's thinking 12 hours ahead. I'll tell you that. You really are. So let's take the pressure off your chest and walk through a simple plan that you can actually use this year. All right. So number one, don't let just one day turn into 3 weeks. The first mindset shift, it's almost never just one day. You need to know that. There is Christmas Eve, there's Christmas Day, there's parties, there's leftovers, there's New Year's, there's the cookie plates, the neighbors still bringing over stuff, and before you know it, you or your diabetic mom have been eating like a teenager for 3 weeks. Very serious. Instead of arguing with people, try this phrase. I want them to enjoy the food and feel good tomorrow. Yeah, I want them to enjoy the food and feel good tomorrow. This is why. Why do these sports centers and these fitness centers say, oh, New Year's goal, we're going to lose weight? It's because December, we eat so much sugar. We slow down. We feel groggy. We can't think right anymore. We oversleep all the time, get too much sleep. Why? We're miserable. We eat all this sugar we're not used to. All right. And we're out of whack. Medications are out of whack, all of that. So remember, we're going to think 12 hours ahead. We want to feel good tomorrow. That's your North Star. You're not going to ban dessert. You're pacing the damage. And if you want help seeing how sugar sneaks in day after day, I have this list. It's 52 sugars that the food manufacturers use. Now understand something. So sugar has 0 calories. So when something says, oh, it has no calories, or diet soda, it has 0 calories. It has 0 calories, but it still has sugar. Still has sugar. It has sugar in the form of these 52 different ways they can call it sugar. So if it says 0 sugar on the front, and then you look on the back and you see one of these names on the back, yeah, it's got sugar in it. So why do I care about sugar? Because sugar is addicting. Sugar is addicting. And normally what happens is you may be drinking a diet soda and it's 0 calories and you think, oh, this is so good. It's 0 calories. But that sugar is triggering your mind. And what it does is your brain is going, I want more, I want more, I want more. And so now you're like, well, I gotta have that cookie, or I gotta have that sweet potato casserole, or I want those rolls, I want sugar, right? What happens is your brain is not going to reach for another 0 calorie. It's going to reach for the roll. It's going to reach for the pizza. It's going to reach for the cake. It's going to reach for the ice cream, all very high in calories. All right. Yes, you might reach for the diet soda again, because that's how they get you caught on it. They addict you to the sugar. So I have this thing called, it's 52 different names they use. That's really sugar. So sugar has 0 calories, at least most of it does. And what you're going to see is 14, 30 grams of protein, 0 sugar. You look on the back, yeah, it's got the sugar that's going to trick you into wanting more sugar. All right. So anyway, that's how that works. So this is going to help you kind of get an idea of what to look for on labels. And that is very, very important. And I'll have the link below so you can grab it. I just can't believe how much stuff has sugar, and the fake names. They're not fake names. They just made them up so they could put them on the label and tell you that it's 0 sugar when it really isn't. All right. So how to plan your day so the blood sugar doesn't explode, right? So here's the big one. When we have diabetes, we shouldn't skip meals to save up for the big dinner. That's dangerous. And that's a recipe for a huge sugar spike, right? So on the holiday, let's do small, balanced breakfast, protein plus a little carb, maybe a light lunch or a snack, not a full fast. Don't be fasting so you can eat more later. When you get to the big meal, help your loved one scan the table first instead of just piling everything on. What was really you want to eat and what you don't want to eat. I do this all the time. I still overeat, but I at least look at the table and see what I really like and what I really want. And I always look at the desserts because, why? I love sugar. We all do. We're addicted to it. Humans are addicted to sugar. So I want to see what's for dessert. Now I'll show you a little trick there in a second. Okay. So you might say to your mom, let's pick your favorite 2 things and we'll build the rest of the plate around them so you can still feel good later. All right, let's pick your favorite things. You're not taking away food. You're helping her choose on purpose, all right, what she wants. Let her fill up on those things. All right, the next thing is how to build a safer holiday plate. Think of their plate in 3 simple parts. I've told you this 1,000 times, so you probably have heard it, right? Half the plate, veggies or salad, roasted Brussels sprouts, green beans, carrots, whatever you've got, right? That's half the plate. A quarter of the plate is the protein. Turkey, chicken, fish, or some kind of lean roast, prime rib, lobster, whatever they're serving, right? And then the quarter of the plate is the starch, the potatoes, the stuffing, the rice, the roll. That's funny because at Thanksgiving, what do we have? We have mashed potatoes. We have sweet potatoes. We have sweet potato casserole. We have green bean casserole. We have green beans in soup with casserole. We have walnuts and brown sugar on sweet potato casserole. We have, oh my gosh, this is so much. So it's all sugar, right? It's not the veggies that we wanted. All right. The plate can be boring, but that is the best way to start out. A stuffing. Oh yeah, you have stuffing and you have potatoes and the rice and the rolls and all of that. We'll try to keep that to a quarter of the plate if you can. All right. Then we got to talk about dessert. And this is where I call it the spoon plate, the spoon serving. Now what we do here is you go up to those pies and those cakes and all of that. And you take a spoon of it, a spoon. So we don't want to overstuff ourselves, but gosh, that pumpkin pie looks good. Gosh, that chocolate cake looks good. Look at that look at that mousse. Oh my gosh, that chocolate mousse looks so good. It's Oreo chocolate mousse. Oh, to die for, in between the cake layers. Okay. It's all sorts of stuff like that. So what you do is get yourself not a serving spoon, but get yourself a tablespoon and take a tablespoon of each dessert that you want. That'll be very satisfying. So take a tablespoon of each dessert, put it on your plate, and that's what you'll have. So a small slice, perfectly acceptable, and you won't feel awful about it later. You won't have overeaten. All right, you still get the joy, and you're still maintaining your blood sugar, hopefully by then. All right, now how to handle the dessert also without being the fun police where you eat everything and you want everything, the strategies. So share the dessert too. I'll put all different desserts on my plate. And then, of course, my brother comes along and he eats half of it. So I don't even have to worry about it. Maybe you could add fruit to the dessert too. Maybe you could put some fruit on the plate, like baked apples. Well, baked apples have 40 pounds of sugar and cinnamon in them. There's whipped cream too. Don't forget that. I know I'm making you all hungry talking about this, but just putting smaller portions on your plate or splitting it. Make a plate and then take half of it off and give it to your brother or your sister or something like that. Just healthier that way. Give it to the kids. Let them eat it. All right, for now. But don't you eat the whole thing. So look at those sugars that I'm talking about. But manage how much sweetness you want, because the next day you're really going to crave sweet. The more sweet you have today, the more sweet you're going to want tomorrow. That's the sugar addiction that every single brain has. We eat sugar, we want more sugar. We crave sugar. It's not us, it's our brain. There's something in there that triggers us to be addicted to sugar. Don't ask me what. All right. Then there's the salt and the alcohol. And everybody worries about the sugar, but salt and alcohol can also be as brutal, right? For our hearts. We don't want that. The salt is going to raise our blood pressure. That's the ham. That's the gravy. That's the canned broth. That's the casseroles made of the soup, the canned soups, right? For someone with high blood pressure and heart failure or kidney disease, that extra salt can means swelling, shortness of breath, or a trip to the hospital. We know what salt does to the kidneys. We've talked about that 1,000 times. We don't want that much salt. So what you're going to do is, can you cook with no salt or low sodium broth and then add it later? Unsalted butter. Will anybody really tell the difference if you do that? Rinse all canned veggies and beans. Just rinse them. Use herbs and garlic and lemon and vinegar for flavor. You don't have to use the salt. Serve bigger portions of turkey or chicken and smaller portions of the ham. All right. Put the ham at the back of the table. Let the turkey and the chicken go first. All right. For alcohol, many people overdrink on the holidays. So one drink with food, slowly sipped. Plenty of festive non-alcoholic options, sparkling water with fruit, mocktails, tea after dinner, all these things you can have. Mocktails are very, very popular now. All right, no alcohol. So you're not banning anything. You're just putting up some guardrails is basically what you're doing for their meals so they don't get overloaded and their sugars don't go haywire or their blood pressure doesn't. It's very dangerous. So what to do if they do overdo it and they're miserable? The next day, you focus on recovery, not shame. All right. Lots of water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. A gentle walk, gentle movements. You want things like that. Simple meals, protein, veggies, small portions of starch, even. Just very little. Get everything else out of the house. My suggestion is when the dinner is over, give everybody, I do it all the time. I give all my friends their stuff. I say, take it home. I'm not going to eat it. Take it home. I'm not going to eat it. Take it home. I'm not going to eat it. And I just get it out of the house. I get it out of the house because I know the next day, if I've eaten a lot of sugar, I'm going to want sugar and I'm going to eat the whole thing all over again. The next day, I'm going to have sugar again. I'm going to crave it. We're like that. And then 3 weeks go by and I haven't stopped eating sugar. And then you put on the weight. Okay. So remember that. Get rid of it. Give it to everybody and have them go home with it. You don't want it anymore. do that. So it's really easy. Once you start being aware of how much sugar is in your holiday foods and what they are, get them in the house for a little bit, maintain what you're going to eat, and then just get rid of it after that. Okay, I'm Suzanne with Caregiver Haven. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, please. Share it with others, subscribe to the channel. And again, that tells YouTube and all my other platforms that this was a good video. And so they will get it out to other caregivers who are struggling just like all of us, and seniors. They'll get it out to the seniors to say, how do I live with diabetes and the holidays all in 1 month? How do I do it? How do I regulate my blood pressure? I have my wellness check in January with the doctor, and I'm going to be 10 pounds overweight, and I'm going to have high blood pressure because of everything I've eaten over the holidays. It doesn't have to be like that, okay? So let's go ahead and get it right. And so send this out if you like it. Thanks so much. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.